Ladies and gentlemen of YouTube, Transformers fans everywhere, welcome back. LPS Last Prime Speculator here to bring you another trailer breakdown as frequently as I can. Subscribers, I owe you one. If you're not familiar with this channel, we dig deep in the lore of Transformers in the channel. We're into speculations. What better way to speculate than trailer breakdowns? Pure speculations. Subscribers, we're going to have a live stream. We're going to talk about the speculation channel and stuff down in a couple of days. I'll send an announcement and notification soon. Let's break down this trailer. But before I start, I'm going to do things a little differently. We do things a little differently if you're just here to watch a trailer breakdown. I'm going to talk about the shots I want to talk about. And it's going to be in a semi-order, in no particular order. It's not going to be, it's all in the order. I want to talk about the stuff I want to talk about, plus what I owe my subscribers to talk about. So, right away, let's break this trailer down. I want to start out with COGMAN. I want to talk about COGMAN, right? We know he's a headmaster. Their ability is to detach heads, and they can still stay in a humanoid form without getting too much into detail. I'll do a TF education down the road for my subscribers that's not familiar with the headmaster. Let me know in the comment section below. We know his role. He is a servant. He's a man-servant, right? He's the servant of the humanoid connection through Sir Edward Burton, right? Now, we don't know too much about COGMAN other than that, Headmaster and Sir Edward Burton. So I'm going to throw a couple of theories of what I really hope, because I'm very intrigued by COGMAN. I love his stature. I love his build. That's this quick briefing, the way he holds the dog. I love it's a pit. Shout out to Pipples. Proud Pipple owner. Anyway, here we go, is that he thinks, or I think, possibly, if I was the writer's team, this is what would intrigue me about COGMAN, building him through an audience of a new Transformer. They've got my attention, is I hope he's actually a server of the creators themselves. I still want to know what's in Transformers Age of Extinction, those creators that came down. I want to know what those fuckers were building. Excuse me for swearing, I didn't mean to say that. But they were building They were preparing for an invasion. They were building a breeding ground. That was a mass production going on of what? Who are they worth? I want to know, because they have to tie that in to stop my questioning. Now, he also could be... I've done a video about this. Check out the Infernocons, because I can't remember the exact name. But he could also be the testing ground of the Transformer. Think about this through a creator standpoint. The way he's built... The education, the knowledge, the properness, the psychoness. And if you guys seen his toys, he carries the sword. I think he's in charge and responsible of actually the passing of Excalibur. We're going to talk about the staff in a sec right after this, but we're talking about this part. He is literally, I think, the actual testing ground. Think about it through an evil creator's thinking. You don't want to create something like this that seems this intelligent, this crazy, this built. He's built like a freaking ninja warrior. You can't have that if you're trying to do an invasion, right? If you're trying to take over, those things will destroy you. And he's probably smarter than them, right? Stay tuned. We're going to talk about the female very second. Now, let's throw a couple of speculations out there. He could have been the one that supposedly familiar with my channel, and also what they've kind of briefly talked about. The Knights of Cybertron escaped with a secret treasure that passed over for the Primes. That's the speculation. I think that's what they are. They're the SEAL teams of the Black Ops, the Special Ops, JSOC, whatever, of the Transformers. This is the secret one that got away. This was the one that would keep the history of the Transformers quiet, hence the maker, right? I think they're building this idea through the Quintessons. And he could have literally been the other one that escaped with what we're about to talk about next, very second, is that he could literally have been the server of the makers. He could have been the testing ground for a Transformer, and he escaped. And if you think about it, he's also a guardian himself. He is guarding the secrets. He's been tied in with the humans forever. The Transformers, and clearly from what Sir Edward said, they've been here forever. And he's been in charge of guarding that with those secrets. And that gold medallion is what I think. He's too intelligent to be a creation, right? But I don't know. I'm very intrigued with COGMAN. I'm very intrigued with COGMAN. I'm very impressed with COGMAN. Now let's move on. Let's talk about this right here. This has got everybody going nuts, including myself, is this shot right here, the passing of a Transformer to Merlin. Now look at this. We'll talk about the Transformer in a sec, but look at this artifact. Look at this thing. This is an ancient Cybertronian staff. Now there's the Templar cross. There's that lock in the water that Prime and B are fighting on. The color's purple, right? If I'm not mistaken, let me know, because I'm a tad bit colorblind. It's purple or blue. But what if it is purple, right? We know about the purple eyes. I'm just throwing it out there. Now, this is... Let's talk about the ship and the sides, okay? This is a tunnel. This is a passing, right? This is what I think in 500 BC, roughly, is this was not supposed to happen. I think that this was a... Merlin was traveling, being a wizard, a great explorer. He's very knowledgeable, probably exploring the world, because you got to think at that time, the world was very small. They thought the world was flat. Think about it like that. Now, what is this? What is this thing? It looks like a ship. We think it is possibly the thing that flies on the ground. You got to think about it. It could be that too, because this is 500 BC. This treasure could have the powers to literally put water and create London, and that's why it's created like that now, to literally protect the secret. Again, with the gold medallion, you see the blue and then you see the purple. Like literally, they're trying to isolate this island in a way. So it could be that ship. It could also be this. I look at this and I think it's a tunnel. It almost looks like it's a tunnel, like to an entrance of like a deep dungeon, like keeping something evil underground. You like think about it, walking through. You know what I'm talking about? That possibly again with the creators in the beginning. What if this was the breeding mass production? What was built in there, and the Cybertruck came and locked it in or something? The Knights did, right? And like they're feeding it or something, or checking on it, or something like that, right? Something in that form, or it could be this too, and this is kind of what I hope it is. Actually, the second one would be cool too. What if it's a Titan? What if it's an actual Titan? The Titans were actually city transformers, right? We talked about Liege Maximo on our TF Education, Herald the Unicron series subs. If you guys haven't seen that, make sure you check it out, because that Liege Maximo traveled and was a great betrayer, and he traveled on a Titan, and he escaped, and they thought he was dead. Too much into it. We're talking about this trailer. Sorry, guys. It could be, again, the Omega Lock that crashed in the water, right? It could be the actual Mega Lock with a Michael Bay, different name. But let's talk about the staff in general. The staff in general is literally a passing of wizard magic power, right? Now, we're talking about this staff, and it's purple, it's the cross. It literally is like it's like the purple, like in my opinion, the cross is keeping the power from going. Like that's the starting green, like of good. I don't know. I hope it's Primus, I guess, in a way. Is that... this staff is literally the significance, and maybe this is what the creator of a wizard was by this passing. Now let's talk about this arm, right? Let's talk about this arm. This has got a lot of people questioning. I mean, you could see the red, you could see the build, but there's no color. This is a Black Ops team, in my opinion, of a Transformer the Knights are. People are throwing out Dragonstorm. It definitely could be Dragonstorm. I think that would make a lot of sense. If it was Dragonstorm, 3 heads, be awesome. Hopefully he's a badass. But I'm going to throw something out there. No one's really talking about this, or at least I'm not familiar. What if... I'll start with Optimus first, because the third one's people are going to throw some questions. This hand is very similar to Optimus Prime. Optimus Prime in Transformers 1. It's also similar to most of them in Transformers 1, but that is a very Prime-like figure. What if this was actually Optimus as a knight before he, in my opinion, became bad, right? He has no color, like kind of when he's floating out. It could be that, and the red would explain that. But I'm going to throw something out there. What if it's Megatron? Megatron is a knight. They confirmed that. You can see it on that 15-second production teaser trailer, is that the Cybertronic ghost had Megatron on one side, Knight on the other. He's a knight. Connected to G1, right? Ties into lore. Optimus, right? Ties into Transformers 1. I think they're trying to build this lore through Transformers 1 with Age of Extinction twists, all connected all. Is that he, in my opinion, and I've done a couple videos on this, I think he was actually an Autobot. There's been toys that's confirmed he was an Autobot. He could have literally been the one that was in the leader of the Knights. Think about it through an Optimus version back then, like Beast era. The Knights were pre-Transformers though. That he was a knight, a good guy back then, and could have literally been passing over the torch. And you got to think of like the Cube in Transformers 1, right? This could be the very beginning. You think about the Cube was on an artifact. That's what Archibald Wiki, kind of how the movie, the idea starts and stuff. is based off of Megatron's landing on Earth, right? And it would make sense because that's what would have made Megatron evil to become the Riser of the Gladiators, and they just make it Optimus Prime, is that he could have got pissed that literally that this evil Optimus is chosen to be the next Prime, right? And that's what it could have created Megatron. I don't know. That's what it could be, man. It would make sense because that's how you would tie in again, Megatron's obsession with Earth. Why does he keep coming here? Oh, guess what? He's coming for Dark Energon, the mountains, the purple. But then the next question is now, sorry, I'm getting all hype, is what are they guarding? What is that they're guarding? Is it something good? Is it something bad? Because again, I think it would tie in with the invasion of the Transformers in the beginning of Age of Extinction. Like they were building something, the Knights came and locked that shit down. Or vice versa, because the dinosaurs is what wiped them out. It's around that same period of time. Or the Knights of Cybertron literally could have discovered Earth, and the makers, creators, literally sabotaged them, thought they killed them all, and it was like, oh, hell yeah, we got Earth now, we know about this, and they were all killed or escaped, is basically the Knights of Cybertron's history. There's limited information. And now, think about this through also Vivian's part real quick, because I want to move on, but I think this is also very important, is that we see Vivian with that one thing, which I think is the staff. This could be her tie-in, that she is the bloodline of Merlin, okay? Think about it through this. This could also be the escaped treasure of the Knights from the Quintessons. They escaped with this treasure. And you got to think of it through a wizard's perspective at that time, right? Is that could have been the creator of a new era, a new life of human and transformer. Like literally the makers are females. Think about it through that perspective, that literally that's the thing that could defeat the evil Quintessa, we'll say, right? They literally the bond of COGMAN, right, with the Excalibur sword for Kate Yeager, and the staff of Merlin through the bloodline of Vivian, right? Follow me? That's the balance of what beats evil. It literally takes a knight and a wizard to beat evil through magic perspective, right? And think about it through the female version. Maybe that's the only way to beat a female version, is literally the greatest evil for a female is the greatest good of a female, like the good witch, bad witch. We've seen all the movies, right? So thought I'd throw that out there, guys. Now, we're going to talk about this real quick just because I want to talk about this. Look at Dragonstorm. Look at how good Dragonstorm looks. Oh my gosh. Look at this. Now, I'm going to give a shout out to John Ford. I watched his trailer. He made a great point. He talked about, a bird-like dragon creature. I mean, I know what dragons are. Some people aren't, but he's about circling this target, like they're about to land on something or destroy something. He said something like that. Shout out to you, John. Go subscribe to his channel, guys. He does good work, and he works hard, and he needs the subs, bro. I got you. But look at Dragonstorm. Look how good he looks. Now, through John's perspective, circling around, he's protecting something or guarding something, either for better or for worse, right? He is circling around that, or that could literally be he's bound to that spot for eternity. Think about like a dragon guarding its treasure. It would make sense, right? All the books are connected to that. But this, in my opinion, I hope Dragonstorm's a good guy. I'm so hyped. We got badass Autobots. Is that he could literally be the one that is responsible for guarding the secret and guarding this treasure and guarding this thing dark. I've done a video of the Bloodline of the Knights that he is responsible for. Maybe he's the voice of Primus in a way. I hope that's what Dragonstorm is. Or this could literally be after the scene after the Knights Roundtable event. Dragonstorm flies off where they all meet, and that's where the secrets get in, and then things they're passed on. Okay, moving on. Let's talk about this right here. Okay. I want to talk about this ship in the sea, all right? We could say it is that actual ship that we see B and Prime fighting down, but let's say it's not. Let's say it's not. I think there's two ships. I think from this, there's two ships, or this is pieces of something. It looks, in my opinion, like this is a city, okay? If you look really closely, I don't know. There's veins. It looks like lights. Now think about this. That would either be a Titan or there'd be something like a Unicron or Primus size. It is something huge. Let's just say it is one of those two. Okay. Let's just say this is. We'll call it a Titan right now for the ones that are still sensitive to that stuff. We'll call it Titan. This is a part, in my opinion, of a combined her at some point in the movie, and the other ship could have been the one that's could be responsible for making this not do whatever it's supposed to do. I think there's 2 ships now. This is going to be a very confusing movie from what I get. I'm going to give a shout out to Drift Lovers. I saw this on the comments. Thank you for putting that out there, Drift Lover. She said this was the Nemesis ship, which that could be too. The Ark was already here. The Nemesis ship, we don't know. They talked about it. It was in Revenge of the Fall in the very beginning when Megatron flew out. It was in there. They said it was in there, but they never acknowledged it through voice, right? It could also be the Night ship. But let's just say that this is a Titan or Unicron. This could be the second ship. It could also be that part of that. But let's just say this looks like a city to me. This looks like something is coming to life. Now think about the ending of Age of Extinction. Transformers Last Night. We've never seen a font. We're used to seeing the Transformers, right? Of something. This is Transformers the Last Night. The way it opened, it was like when the thing goes, and then it all like it's coming to life. It goes through all the fonts, like literally something's being born and awoken. And then we hear something like, I think it sounded like Grimlock screaming. There's something screaming, in my opinion, but like it's awakening something. That could be tied into that part too. Literally, that could be something bad. Now, we're going to talk about Megatron right now. Okay, we're going to talk about the. Actually, no. We'll be talking about Megatron through this, okay? This scene right here is the night, and we know what happens. Prime comes out and just slaughters him with no remorse. Looks so evil. Now, I'm literally going to throw something out there that I really am now fascinated by. This is, again, pure speculation. When I look at this night, I don't care what anyone says. This, in my opinion, is a poor man's current Megatron beast mode. It has the whole feature, right? Minus the tusk. Now, people could say it's Steelbane. Think about it through this standpoint. Megatron, again, was a knight, okay? He was a knight. Now, look at those eyes, okay? The eyes are yellow. This could be during a time of before the knights, this is before the Autobots and Decepticons, okay? And this, this could be Megatron's going back through the KSI technology and going to this point of going too deep into technology that he went to this point and created or grabbed a weapon and became a knight, made him come back in the new Megatron, who's so sick. He's so sick. Autobot all day, but dude, Megatron's so intriguing. This could also be a couple of things. Now, think about Optimus slashing him. Think about it through the Megatron perspective I just pointed out, right? This could also be tied into the Knights being bound to that ship in general. It's bound to that. Like, literally, their failures of what happened to Cybertron with the creators came, makers, Quintessa. What they did, they failed Cybertron, and this could be their lost souls in a way, kind of like Prime is right now, right? That they are bound to this forever. Like Prime's absolution is at the tip of his sword, right? That because of their failures of not doing their job back then, this is what they're bound to forever, like zombies in a way. I've done it where I've seen Prime get punched. I think they're zombies, is that they're lost souls of the Knights, okay? This could also be, again, with Megatron going back, maybe being able to manipulate that whole system. Because, again, the Joe Blow leak said Megatron was the villain, and they're marketing Prime being the villain. Megatron is all out for himself, trust me. And plus, if that'd be so perfect for the writers team, because it would tie into everything, right? This could also be tied into the part where Cade and Vivian, we see the lights go up, right? I think that's part of that scene. Well, what if this was where the Knights literally trained as explorers of the galaxies to, like, become better in battle and shit. I hope they touch on that stuff, because I thought that would be so cool, something brand new. This could also be where Megatron went back and got the wrong hammer, okay? Now we're moving on to Bumblebee. Now we're tying into this hammer scene, okay? Megatron and Hammer, remember that. Hammer right here, Forge of Solus, right? We instantly think that, I'm not going to call it the Forge of Solus because I think they're going to put their own twist, but it has the idea of it. But if you are familiar with the Forge of Solus, long story short, it involves magic and science. That would tie in the wizard part, right? The hammer itself, now think about this from the gladiator standpoint. I've done a video on this before, is that the hammer and the actual hammer of Megatron, right? The creators created weapons for the Transformers to kill each other during their slavery times. This could have been a secret weapon that was good, that snuck in there. A secret one, maybe part of the treasures, again, with the lockdown, Optimus Prime ship, my bad, is that this could have been one of the good ones that didn't get infected, or this is one that maybe we ran into in some event. We'll talk about this in a sec. This is... But the Forge of Solus is very important if it is that, and the writers team is going to touch on that, is that you can't pick up the Forge of Solus unless you are worthy of picking up the Forge of Solus. It's that heavy, okay? I bleeped it out. I didn't say it, but that is a big deal, right? This ties in with, again, I think the Gladiator days, again, pre-Transformer, okay? We're going to talk a lot about B, so I'm going to kind of go with this. Now let's talk about this shot right here. Now, again, you see the hammer right here. Now, this could have been... This is knocking Prime out of it. We've seen him jack Prime in the face in the very first trailer. We've seen it out. This is a different shot. This is a crisper shot. It's so beautiful. This knocks Prime out of his senses. Again, a chosen one to work, right? It could be chosen to knock Prime out of the evil that he's currently stating it, right? But that requires Bumblebee to be able to carry that, which means Bumblebee is a scout. In the first one, he was a guardian, right? You got to think about it. He's not respected as a leader. He's got to prove his worthiness too, even if he wants to get a Prime. And let's be honest, Bumblebee fans, I'm a Bumblebee fan. He has to prove his worthiness to be a Prime. It's a big deal. We all know this, right? Hot Rod is played into somehow with B2. They are chosen. One of these two are going to be the next Primes, possibly, right? Or that this could be literally the part where a Bumblebee receives his upgrade, okay? His actual upgrade. Now, if he received his actual upgrade, how would that work? I mean, that's kind of what I've been thinking of. But here's what I got for you. Now, that scene where Optimus is ripping him apart and beating the hell out of him, we think it's a bad scene. But what if Optimus, again, is literally ripping the hell out of him, but the goodness of Optimus in there is, in a way, touching him through being the only Prime we know. And that's able to do the attachment where basically it keeps going back in time. Or it's the part where, you know, Izzy and Cade fixed him. Now, you got to think about this. Cade could have literally built this technology too. You know, he's very important. He carries Excalibur. I think he's tied into King Arthur. He could literally be responsible through that bomb. But the hammer is so important. But so what does that mean though? So with Bumblebee also losing his head in this, that would also mean Bumblebee is also, in my opinion, a headmaster. That is the definition of a headmaster. I saw it on the thing. That's as a headmaster as it comes. Literally, he can stay humanoid, grabs it down, and pops it up. Now, how did he get that? Now, is that, again, through this scene where we see Optimus ripping him out, we think he's dying. He could literally be giving him that new upgrade, maybe to get bigger, become a combiner with Hot Rod, or Cade Yeager did it, or that's the part where Izzy puts the stuff in. But that is a big deal, and I think it's connected through this hammer, because this hammer is a very significant deal, and I think it's also a secret weapon by the Primes of this era that was snuck in during Gladiator days that wasn't supposed to be there, because you got to think the makers and Quintessa wiped out everything, okay? They wanted the history of the Transformers gone, okay? Real quick, let's talk about this explosion right here. This is the core of Cybertron that flies down. Now, I am a big believer. If you're not familiar with the channel and you're just here for the actual trailer breakdown, I think that this is an actual... That planet coming down, there's something evil in there. There's a brain there. There's hands. You can see a face. They're killing this thing. This thing is dying. I think this is a Solar Unicron. Could be Leech Maximo. Could be actual Quintessa in this form. And then Prime seeing a different thing. They could do so much. But this is the actual real villain of this. This is the one I think is responsible for the whole contract. The one that actually might be... This thing's about pure manipulation. And I think that this thing that the humans are destroying is responsible. But something is growing out of Earth. And it's not... Doesn't look good. This could also, again, be the soul of Unicron, right? This could be, and that could be the tie-in where literally that's what that ship where we see we'll call it the pre-transform, the Knights of Cybertron Transformer passing the staff of Merlin. That could explain the dungeon part, what that thing was keeping it in there. I think it's a Transformer, keep it locked in. They had some ancient power that could keep this thing. Well, this thing's been able to get bigger and stronger through the core, probably through the creators coming down the Earth. That's what I think. Now, let's talk about obviously we got to talk about some Optimus Prime. Now, let's talk about this scene with the Infernocons, right? Prime, we see him being a badass, swag as always, ruthless as always, slices them, chops their head off, destroyed. Now, let's talk about what's happening. Now, I noticed this probably the second time I watched this trailer. We see the Infernocons splitting apart, but it's coming out with 3-4 guys. The Infernocons are literally splitting, detaching. It is spreading apart when he's killing these things. So think about when you kill it, 3 more come out, 3 more come out. You can't beat that. That would tie in what I think Transformers Prime when we see Unicron. We see all the Unicrons come out attacking Optimus. That is the same familiar scene, right? That could be this thing. The more you kill it, the more hate you put into it, it can become a combiner and get worse. And think about Optimus at his evil stage. Again, I think there's 2 events. Optimus Prime is battling a demon in a battle in a movie plot in his mind, and the Optimus Prime we see destroying Bumblebee isn't actually the actual Optimus Prime. It's their Herald of Unicron with the Maker, and what I think the boss of Quintessa is. I think it's either Unicron, Liege Maximo, something in that category, or something we don't know. Her boss is he's trying to basically create Optimus as evil to get bigger, stronger, faster, and this could be literally how it all happens. And every time maybe we see that good and Optimus says, forgive me, he passes that part of the trial redemption, right? But the more hate that goes, the stronger the hate, the bigger and stronger the hate gets. Let's talk about the scenery, okay? Is that I think, again, this is tied into the very beginning of Transformers 4, Age of Extinction, and Dragonstorm Flying. I think that this was the burst spot of the creator of what they were building. This could be a flashback scene of back then or something at that time of events where this is before humanity. Beast era type days, right? Where Optimus worked for maybe these people and hunted the Beast Transformers, and that's what they're flip-flop in history, and that's why he's so evil. This could literally be what the actual seeds were building, and this is what is ever in the ground. That is literally its soul in a way, getting stronger, bigger, eviler. It's been there for a long time, and the way humanity and the Transformers, the way we've treated each other, we're tied in. The hate is making it get bigger, right? And that could be the whole thing that what the Knights are guarding, and what's again keeping that the staff of Merlin, that scene, literally that dungeon in there locked in. And this is an event that happened back in the day, and it's a flashback scene, but Optimus is living it right now through his trials of redemption, through Optimus, and he just slaughters them just with no remorse. It's so smooth. This could also be maybe what I hope is Dragonstorm is a knight, and I hope he's the guardian of the Knights. I hope he's a good guy. I hope he's actually the one that makes Optimus and is the one that chose Optimus Prime, was told to become the next Prime. So Dragonstorm worked for Primus in a way and chose Optimus Prime, who was evil during this time of events, Beast era, 990 BC times, over Megatron, who was an Autobot at the time. Maybe it was good, and that's what created him to become bad. Now, let's tie in with everything all in general. Let's tie in with the Hammer again. I'm going to throw this with this Infernocon scene too. Is that think about this through history lore of the Transformers, okay? The Forge of Solus is the most powerful weapon, arguably, but it's second to the Starsaber, which Optimus buries. Megatron is tied into this right now. Again, the Joe Blow leak is very significant with Megatron, okay? Is that I think Megatron could have went back in time, right? We see Prime slaughtering the hell out of that Knight, right? Who I think is a version of maybe what Megatron used to transform himself. And these Knights are bound to protect this treasure because of their failures of Cybertron, okay? And he created his beast form through, remember in his day, through the Knights. Now, it could take to lockdown ship. Kate Yeager grabbed the sword, Optimus grabbed the sword, and the infection. That sword, again, is very important with the front of the Absolution. We see the Pharaoh-like head, which we're going to talk about in a sec. Is that he could have grabbed the wrong weapon. So think about this: if it was during the Gladiator days, maybe Megatron grabbed the wrong axe and was trying to grab the weapon that Bumblebee now is possessing, and that could have been also the one that Optimus was supposed to grab. Maybe he was supposed to grab the Forge and grab the sword, which is infected, could be infected with the hate, or Optimus grabbed the wrong sword, and maybe that Megatron grabbed a hammer himself. He's pissed off because he's an Autobot again. It would kind of make sense and rewrite history, kind of tie it in, kind of have their own twist on it. That would tie into everything. And again, that would be, again, through the Quintessons creating the Transformers, and then that means that whatever the Infernocons are, they were here before Quintessa. So I think that there is a boss. I think the Infernocons, possibly Unicron, the Solar Unicron, the Spirit, Liege Maximo, the ones in charge of the Infernocons, are actually the boss of Quintessa. The toy says vice versa. That would make a lot of sense. It would be about a contract. They both get theirs in a way. Now, since we're talking about the maker, I want to talk about Quintessa. Here, this shot right here, we finally get to see her. So crisp. Now, some people think it's a guy. I see that, and I think I can see the chick. But what's so unique about this is Wesnip, shout out to you. He pointed out the eyebrows and the cheek-like features, very similar to the Quintessons. Very similar. G1 Days totally has ties, and the idea, I think, is built through the Quintessons, right? What's very unique about this, though, is that it has human features, in my opinion. Look at the nose, look at the eyes, look at the arches of the cheekbone, the mouth, the chin. Everything is very human-like. There's a hint of alien on it, which that Pharaoh, the Pharaoh type, they're not showing it. I think there's a Pharaoh head. We see it real quick with that brief with Prime. There's something there. Is that could actually been the sort of the Quintessons of the creators, right? This could be the evil version of that. That's what that Pharaoh is, and that's what's controlling the soul of Optimus, which we know the Quintessons are controlling Prime, but I think they have a boss. I think Quintessa, the maker, has a boss. Now, let's speculate on this, okay? What's unique about this is people are thinking it's blue. I've asked a couple people, and including my fiance, who confirmed it, because I am a tad bit colorblind. Her eyes are blue. I'm throwing this out there. We instantly would think this is the Quintessons, but if you look at the one that looks that's holding Prime hostage and chained up, there's very similar similarities. Now, this is not a very good shot to base it off of, but there's also not. I think that the other one had more spikes, more arches, more darker like things in the back. You can kind of see it, but this one looks more smooth. It doesn't look as evil, and the blue eyes represents Autobot. Now, we would instantly think that this was evil. What if this is not evil? What if this is actually the new Prime? Okay, I know we're gonna say this. I'm going to throw this out there. What if this is the idea of Solus? What if this is actually the new Prime that is literally showing up out of nowhere, is giving the weapon to Bumblebee, right, out of nowhere, and we would instantly be off guard because we instantly think, oh my god, there's Quintessa. Now, I've said a couple of times in these trailers, I feel like there's been at least two. I feel like I can confirm two different voices of somebody talking to Optimus. You seek redemption, you destroyed your home. I feel like there's two different voices. Think about it through the Quintessons perspective. There was multiple faces. I believe there was 5. Do 3, do something that where maybe that this was the good one of the Quintessons, the actual good Prime. What if they did it this way, where the Quintessons, there was 3 of them, right? We know Quintus Prime created them, and then went back in, learned about the history of the origins of her father, not what she was taught through the evil standpoint, and snuck into the Primes in a way in the secret ops version, right? It would make sense with the Solus, but they did confirm there was going to be a new Prime. The eyes are blue, though, and the cheek-like fixtures. Now, think about that, too. If there's a humanoid connection, that would explain the staff of Vivian, that only a female could defeat a female. Because, again, I think that there's multiple of these people possessing Prime. We would instantly think that this is evil. But what if this is actually a good guy, right? What if this is actually the new Prime, in a way, that is actually going to tell Cade and is the connection of the artifact? Because that gold medallion, in my opinion, is very similar to this, but that gold medallion does not look bad. So, what if this is the idea of Solus Prime, like the sister, or maybe the actual real Solus and the Quintessa we're seeing is the evil version of her soul, which we thought died. They're trying to rewrite history, but the Quintesson fact would make sense. I'm throwing that out there, though, because the blue eyes, in my opinion, is a big deal. They're marketing the hell out of purple eyes, right? Think about that. These are blue. That this could literally be the idea of Solus Prime in a way, through a Quintesson version. Keep it in with lore, tie it in, keep us guessing. And they said it's going to be a new Prime, and it's somebody we never expected. They're tying in with all the lore Transformers, but they put their own touch in it to keep us interested. If they're building 14 movies in 10 years, which is huge for us subscribers. So I don't know. I'm very fascinated by this, guys. But I hope that's all I got for you guys, man. I think that this could be that's what I wanted to say for the end. I think this could actually be a good guy. What do you guys think? An idea of Solus Prime through a Quintesson version of a new relaunch of a Transformers franchise. So there you guys. Pretty long, deep speculation for you. I hope you guys enjoyed it. To my subscribers, I love you so much. If you're not familiar with this channel, we dig deep in the lore of Transformers. We have fun. We have speculate. We're going to do a live stream very soon, guys. So my subscribers, make sure you turn on your notification, guys. Make sure to hit that button. Again, if you're not familiar, we speculate. We dig deep in the lore of Transformers. My subscribers, I love you so much. Transformers: The Last Night trailer breakdown. LPS Last Prime Speculator. Peace.